Hi everybody. Hi the Timo. Hi the AviX. I think Halo Kills was here earlier too. Hi Mally. So today I was thinking I would do... Oh look, you can see the side of my XSplit. Goodbye XSplit. Today I was thinking I would close out some of the bugs that are in our queue for Alpha 19. Hi Ali. Halo Kill says, how's the progress on Raya's Children Tier 2? If you were here on Tuesday, Ali had some good amount of progress on it. You see my Potter test. I like the Potter test because I think it's quite a nice build place, but I also like Rise Children build test because it is adorable. I'm gonna put some acacia trees in there because everyone loves acacia trees. I'm gonna show you all the new things that Ali has added. So Rise Children build test, good. I want to have my main mod be, where's my main mod? Stonehearth tests, good. And then I want there to be a mason, okay, weaver, cook, mason, blacksmith, and what else? Engineer. So let's see what this looks like. The Vaviac says, is it a bug that when you change someone from a knight to something else, they keep their level 1 fortify? That does sound like a bug. Okay, I want these to not be negative 25. But be like... 30? I do like having acacia trees in the distance. That's probably a bug that they keep their level 1s. This test is set to automatically build this lodge. So they will all go build stuff. Yeah, so we can test that right now. Let me get myself... this is off the side of the screen. Alright, there we go. You're a knight. You have the fortify buff. And then if I promote you to something else, like if I make you a potter. Oh, it is still around. So we can look at that, but first I want to show off all the cool new templates that we have. So we have a Mason's Workshop, which needs a new picture, but this is the Rise Children template you will get if you promote someone to a Mason. It's pretty cute. This lodge in the back here, don't freeze, there we go, is the a tier 2 template, which we'll see all of them in a second. Here is little playhouse. That's super cute. Here's the forge, which is a blacksmith house. Looks pretty cool. It's got this upstairs place here. Oh, why did those go away? Alright. Pottery studio, which I've shown a lot of people. Pottery studio, but still cute to just build it. Weaver's hut. And then we have we need a potter still. Oh no, not a potter. We lost the cook. The cook has a communal kitchen. There you go. For those who like to cook. And then there's the tier 2 templates, which you will get once we implement the tier 2 city quests. So those are the Desert Lodge, which is this one right here. It's pretty nice looking. The Engineer's House, which you can get if you have an engineer. What's the build? So it's got the tool bench in the back here. Is that actually closed off? Ah, it's an open space. So it's the tool bench is in the back, and then you can open up the front, and then there's a storage area here in the back. See? That's pretty cool. Yeah. Can you go from there to the other place? No, it's sealed off. Alright. Engineers, there's Little Red, which is a tiny red home. So tiny. There's the red clay homes, which I like this whole aesthetic of like they're not exactly one level off, so it's technically like there's this one's got 2 levels and this one's only got 1. I like that look. And then the Raya's Shadow, which is my favorite thing ever, which is a monument and also kind of a this one's very special. You have to wait until sundown though, so wait until sundown. The AVX says, I make all my combat units at night real fast and then change them back to something else to get that health courage bonus. No! Alright, I'm gonna fix that. Hi 8-Bit Crab. Hello Kill says, the suggestion will be to have traders drop parts for the RC fountains. Yeah! So we had like a discussion thing for how to the types of quests you can have, and that's definitely something that we think would be so super cool to have. Hey Allie, I told Allie like it would be cool if instead of having a fire pit in here we had like a new brazier item that did not encourage them to sit around it like this because he's sitting in the window. So if Allie has time, she'll make a new brazier for this, and that I think that would be super cool. Look at everybody else. This guy's like, man, are you stuck? No, you're just idling. You got nothing to do. Alright then. Dramaxer says, what's the likelihood that Linda's in the idle conversations will make it to A19? They already checked in on to develop, so hopefully soon. So I would say almost definitely yes. We are running into an issue with it right now where like some people get stuck, but that might just be a thing that Tony caused. So I'm still trying to track that down. But in the meantime, oh come on, dude, why? Sit on the floor. You're good. See you, the Timo. The AVX says, I thought something clicked. I never tried shift. Ah, the shift click for debug tools. Yeah, I enjoy the shift click cheats. It's something I learned from my time on The Sims. Yeah, we had a lot of like, shift click, tell this person to do something. Shift click. It was like a pie menu, but a special one that only showed up if you shift clicked on people. So yeah, now they're all talking to each other. but these are the new templates that will be in Alpha 19. So look forward to playing with them. Oh yeah, new brick colors. So there's new brick ones, the Fawn Coffee Cake and Rose Rock. So those will be super exciting. Hi Exenderostrix. Woohoo, public holidays. See you later, 8-Bit Crab. It's a rather pointless holiday, but I won't argue having a day off. That's the spirit. Yaviak says, who names the block colors? So, I believe Allie named these herself. So they have much nicer names than some of these other ones. And these other ones were named by a website made by a person who is colorblind, for other colorblind people to be able to tell what colors are based on hex values. So I thought it would be a nice thing where I just put in the hex values and it gave me a name, because I'm not very creative. Like, I love these two though. Tuna and trout. Tuna and trout are my favorite. Alright, so let's fix that bug. So that is the bug with the night demotion. I swear I fixed it previously, but I guess not. So it's in job component, most likely. When you demote a person, you are supposed to remove all the perks. And the way we remove all the perks is for I last level gained, do if last gained level equals 0, then return. Oh yeah, don't do this. So this thing here says if you gained only level 0, then you didn't gain anything, so you don't have any perks. But the Knight's Fortitude buff is a level 0 perk. So I added the concept of level 0 perks, and that broke a lot of things, because the code didn't expect you to be able to have perks at level 0. Freeze as they try to build a giant place. Promote to Knight. You're a Knight now. Demote. You're a worker. Good job. What happens if I demote you, just to make sure we didn't break anything? You're a worker. You're fine. You're a blacksmith. I may level you up pretty fast, and then we go. Always gotta test your changes, because what if there's some code error somewhere? Alright, awesome. So we fixed that one. Fix for night buff, not for level 0 perk buffs not being removed on demote. Cool. Idiot Alley says sure can't beat tuna. Yes, there is a communal kitchen for a cook. Forge, pottery. Oh, right, because wait, where did my cook go? I had a cook. I think I demoted my cook. I'm sorry. There. Now I have a cook. And I have a communal kitchen. I do wonder about these chairs though, because these chairs are closer to the tables than normally happens. You're hungry. Go get food. Go eat at the tables? Yeah. Are they gonna sit too close? No, it actually looks pretty cute. Okay, yeah, I like this. Yeah, the excess testing is totally overrated. Oh, come on. I'm sure you guys appreciate me making sure things work. Oh man, I love the look of the acacia trees. Oh yeah, this is something new you can do come next release of Micro World, which is you can now have micro worlds that have a different terrain color. So it used to be that the Rise Children build test, you can set the kingdom, but you couldn't set the biome. Now you can set both the kingdom and the biome in your test worlds. So it's a tiny desert. I write the code says this game looks so good. Yay! Yeah, I love the desert scenery. How many of you all play Rise Children? One of the things I was taking a look at today is we did get a drop of the telemetry data for, or like analytics for how many people played everything. Oh, by the way, if you ever want to know what data we're collecting from you, it is not a secret, and I promise you we are not collecting anything confidential that I know of. But if you ever want to know what it is we're collecting, here we go. So you can create a game, you can load a game. So when you launch into the game, you can go into your Stonehearth, not mods, but saved objects. Under Stonehearth, in the same place as building templates, there will be a folder called Analytics, and you can look at what is shown here. So here it tells me like, here's my OpenGL version, and when I started to play, when I stopped playing, and that I'm running Windows 10. So that's that information, and then if you load up a game, I write the code as, what's the engine? So this is a custom engine that we wrote ourselves. There are pros and cons, obviously. Why do we only have 5 people? What happened to the other 2? Why is this happening? Did we delete 2 of them? No, we have 7. Oh, right! This is Stephanie's test save. So she teleported 2 people up there to uncover the fog. So yeah, now when you've loaded into a game, you'll see 3 additional files. The first one is a game snapshot. This is something that happens every day, like when you first log into the game, and it happens and then afterwards it happens every in-game day at like 3 a.m. And it just says like, here's how much inventory you have, here's how much time has elapsed, here's how many fighters you have, and then how much food you have, and like what your military strength is. So it kind of just tells us like, how long is it before people get like 1 footman, stuff like that. Here's the data for this particular game, so we know like it's a normal game on Raya's Children, and it's in the desert. And then all of this stuff is like a randomly generated ID, so we can backtrack like how many times this particular version of the game has been played, and then if you save this game and you continue playing on it, like it's like a graph or a tree of like the, excuse me, because if you chose to like play this game again but then make a different, like there are 2 saves with the same parent, we know like at some point you were like, nah, I don't want to play this save anymore, I'm gonna play this other save, or like I want to go back and do it again. So like one single world with the same set of starting Hearthlings can have an infinite branching like scenarios of how the story is continued. Yeah, so that's that one. And then here's a snapshot. This one says we have 7 workers. So if you load up like an even larger game, the snapshot will say like you have prickly pot, mighty oak. What do we have in here? Oh, jeez. This one looks like it's ridiculous. I don't want to load something that's like too big. Here we go. Timor says I played Ascendancy for like 15 minutes when I first got the game, and then I've been playing Rise of Children ever since. That's awesome. I do like the Rise of Children aesthetic. I think it shows a lot of what we can do with making the different factions cool and individualistic. Although there are some gameplay challenges, of course. All of you know that Rise Children consistently lags behind a little bit. But they'll be ahead this time, I feel like, because they'll actually have a lot more templates than Ascendancy does after A19. So yeah, once you load up this game, then you look at this one, the snapshots again, and then there will be another snapshot, and this one will say like, oh wait, no, that's Earthling snapshot. And this one will say like, you have no footmen. You have an herbalist, a worker, a trapper, black. Huh, why does it say 0 for all of these? That's not good. This is a bug. So here's how bugs work. We can fix this. So it is saying that it knows we have these jobs, but it doesn't know how many people are in them. And it doesn't know how many people are in them because when we load a game, we do a on game started. And on game started happens in game creation, in the restore, which is not what we want. We want a game loaded listener. Game loaded listener. Game loaded listener. Event once, listen, game loaded. And then we do analytics on game started. And so the reason for this is because this restore happens before everybody else, so we don't actually have the proper information in all of these yet. So here's how. So we should double check to make sure that works. Halo Kill says, I'm on the fence between the two factions, but I will probably pick Northern Lights. The one that hasn't been implemented yet. You're placing a lot of hopes on something. I don't know. If your expectations are too high, we might not be able to reach that high. Taymor says, I've been switching between biomes. That's pretty cool. I like a lot of the modded biomes as well, like the Aviax says. I think it's really neat that the modding community has been able to figure out, like, you guys are really awesome. I mean, look at this thing. Like, I don't even know what half of these numbers do. I mean, I'm sure I would if Albert explained it to me, but the stuff that you guys have been able to create is super amazing. Let's see. Did this give me the right data this time? Snapshot. Game days. No, this is the snapshot still. First link snapshot. Yay! Okay, cool. We fixed the bug. Maybe not the bug you all wanted to fix, but I think it's a pretty good fix. So game creation, we want to do this. And the comment is we should only start the game on after everything has loaded, because before that it is too early to get the correct information in all directions. Cool. Alright, so that was another one. Well, Freak says, are you guys building the game in Lua? Yes. So Lua is our scripting language. C++ is our engine language. Usually you want a more lightweight scripting language that you can easily iterate on top of C++, which you need to compile, so it takes a long time, but C++ is fast. So for the things that need to be fast, you move them into C++. For the things that are more gameplay related and that you would want to iterate on, putting them in the script side is usually best. Prince Beamish says, do you know how much time until the multiplayer will be put into the game? Yeah, so right now we really are focused on making the game the best that it can be for single player. So multiplayer, so the game itself is implemented in a client server architecture. We're just not ready to figure out what the multiplayer version of the game will look like until after we get single player to a good spot. Alrighty, there was another bug. So this is Jira, this is our bug tracking system. We used to use a different one, but we recently switched to this one. So here's one that someone filed, and it says, the clear tool closes out after a single left click. The clear tool closes out after a single left click, but all the other tools will stay active until the user right clicks or clicks on a different tool. All tools should work mostly the same. Okay. Let's see if that is the case, and then we will fix it if it is. So the first thing you should always do with a bug is to reproduce it, because who knows if it's still in the game. Someone else could have fixed it, and you'll save yourself a lot of time if you can try to get it to happen. So let's go here, clear tool, drag. See how it drags and then it doesn't drag again, versus the harvest tool, you drag and then you drag it again. Okay. So then the question is this a UI JavaScript problem, or is it a Lua problem? JavaScript is easier to debug, so I usually look there first. So this would be Stonehearth menu. Start menu. Start menu. Create stockpile. Create farm. Build ladder. Party 3. Party 2. Harvest. Clear item. Here's box clear item. It's gonna be in JavaScript. So here's box clear item. And what is the difference between that and box harvest? So in the done, you say box harvest again. So that tells me that in this done, in the confirm clear, handle clearing, we should clear the boxes and then call, no, not label, come on, and then call box clear item. And the nice thing is we can just refresh the UI and see if this fixes it. But there was nothing there. Okay, so even in the handle clearing, confirm clear, cancel clear, has entities, else. So because it didn't have any things in it, we didn't fall into the handle clear case. We fell into the other case. So here, yes. Now we'll do this. Nope, I need that stuff. Yes, destroy. And then we'll do cancel task. No, destroy. No, keep it. No, keep it. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Okay, that looks like it works. Awesome. That is one bug fixed. And so now we should, in the comments of the bug, copy and paste this particular task. Usually if it's a complicated fix, I put in a note as to how the fix works, but this one seemed pretty trivial to do. So I'm just gonna close this as fixed, or actually as in progress, because we should not make it fixed until we've actually checked into develop. So there, it is now in progress, and we will change it to be fixed when we push our changes. The Avex says Stonehearth, are all the job in the Stonehearth jobs folder planned to be in, or just likely, like the armor smith or the shear bearer, or what, and what would they be for? So yeah, I think some of those were created when we first had this concept of jobs, and then people went crazy with the different jobs that were out there, or the different jobs that we could possibly have. And so I think actually Linda just went through today and put them all into unimplemented jobs. I think some of these might not actually come to fruition now that we have more design and the design of the game has changed. For example, the shield bearer is probably more like the knight at this point. The hunter and the big game hunter, I think we still really want the big game hunter, but probably won't be soon. I don't know if we have need for both an armor smith and a magma smith. That's a question for Richard. Cause like, and on the one hand, it's really cool to have a new job. On the other hand, now that we're focused more on gameplay and making the game as good as it could be, the question is, do we need all of these jobs? Do all of these jobs serve a good purpose? Is it like, do all of these jobs add an interesting aspect to the game? And are they interesting on their own? I think one of the things, yeah, that's the thing that we really want to look at going forward so that we can have a good gameplay experience. Lucky Guy says, when will we be able to edit buildings after they got built? For me, there is edit, but it doesn't work. Yeah, so one of the things that's difficult about our current system is that when you try to build something, in order for us to figure out how to best build it, like dynamically build it, figure out where all the scaffolding is, we need for people to not change it after they've said the word build. Modifying it after the fact is also one of the things that may break a lot of the assumptions about the way that we build things. Not to say it's not impossible, but to say like, we are working on making buildings, like freshly blueprinted buildings work. And we do understand it sucks that doors can't go into buildings that weren't designed with a door in mind, and we definitely want to fix that. But being able to arbitrarily modify a building afterwards, I think that is a very difficult thing to do, and we're focusing on just getting the default to work right now, so much so that we haven't thought about it as much. I'd say, what else? Halo Kill says, the animal tamer is soon. Yeah, so I do not have, so Morgan, who was our intern, one of our interns, Winnie was the other one, Morgan worked on a prototype for the animal trainer, and it's super cute, and we've been hoping to be able to show it to you all. There's been some conflict of heart because on the one hand it's super cool and we want to show it as soon as possible. On the other hand, it really does like go along more with the Northern Alliance faction, and so it's like, do we want to announce it at the same time as the Northern Alliance faction to give that announcement more oomph, Or do we just say like, no, we're really excited about this and we want to show it now? Mostly just our own feelings. We're dealing with our own feelings. See you later, Mally. Joe Maxer says, would love to see miners. Great way to use those workers once you get 20 plus citizens. Also, the new build more than one block at a time feature. Would that be user toggleable? Be nice to have it on by default, but you'll be able to disable it if you're willing to wait for longer builds. That would be interesting. I think one of the things we also started talking about, with Richard joining us is like, we have a lot of options. And one thing I would like to know is like how many people use each of these different options. I mean, sound and graphics obviously, but for these gameplay options, right? Like what is this the best way to expose them? Because eventually they'll just run off the page, right? We eventually will have a lot of things. But it's like, is this the best place to put them all? Right now it's kind of a stopgap measure. We just go, yeah, every new additional boolean, we put it in here. And also, what is the best default for new players? Halo Kill says, for workers, it would be a great teaser / transition to NA updates. For the animal trainer, yeah. Diavik says, can you do the recurve bow missing equip effects? Yeah, let me do that. Make sure. Jomaxer says, I was suggesting hiding it in the JSON, not the UI. Oh, you mean like to put it into the mods user settings? Yeah, I could totally do that. That wouldn't be hard. I could do that right now. Alright. Mods. Stonehearth constants. So we put it into constants. Default fabricate. No. Fabricate block. Tear down. Alright, so then we go to, is config here? Config. Radiant util get config. Util get config fabricate none blocks. Or Radiant util tear down none blocks. What is this? 8? No, it's 5. Hello Kill says, an AI entity tabs could be an option. You mean for the settings? Yeah, the other thing we're running into is that we're running out of tab space. Like, we can have, like, maybe one other tab in here. And who knows what it'll look like in the German translation. But yeah, let's try this out. See if it works. Oh, wait, I was doing something else. Recurve bow, right. Recurve bow. Bow. Equip effect. Equip effect. No, there's no equip effect. Sword. Long sword. Equip effect. Weapon level up. Okay. Recurve bow. It'll be equipment piece. Weapon level up. Alright, cool. Done. And we should probably test that. Wait in a second. Tamor LW says, couldn't you eventually just make the UI on the top section just the scroll box with the new rules added? You mean like here, have it be a scroll box? Yeah, we could do that. It's like, there's like a balance between that and I'm sure the new person who will, yeah, so now they're building one block at a time. If you want to see them building one block at a time, there it is. So the question for that is like, you know, what is the best experience for new players as well? I think one of the things that can be daunting is a whole lot of options for new players. And one of the things we can do to mitigate that would be to just have the right default options such that they probably don't need to go into that until they really need to. So yeah, scroll box, totally an option. Our new UX designer might redesign this completely. Who knows? She might be like, no, this is terrible and we're gonna do this other thing instead. And, you know, that would be fun too. Alright. Right, recurve bow. We need to test that the recurve bow equipment works to promote to archer. Level you up twice. Where's the recurve? Recurve. Let's make sure he's actually able to equip it. Are you gonna go equip it? Are you able to equip it? What level do I need? Ah, level 3. There you go. There we go. Okay, there was the effect. Okay, so that works. Recurve bow. Add equip effect to recurve bow. And then constants. Allow user settings to override blocks application. So this means you can kind of work your game if you set these two numbers incorrectly, but I'm just gonna trust that you all know how to do that. Jomaxer says, another option would be to hide advanced gameplay options in some way. Yeah, that's true. That would totally be a way to do it as well. I've seen a good number of games do that. It's a good idea. That is probably not something I'm going to implement on stream, but I will definitely keep it in mind for when Nikki gets here, and I'll let her know. I assume she'll probably want to do a pass on a good number of these UI elements. What was I thinking? Yeah, so there you go. They're building block by block. This building will be done like next month. Yeah, I was doing something else. Oh yeah, there was a bug I wanted to fix, which is somewhat one of these, which is like clicking. Okay, so this one's in progress. Clicking on another name in the citizens menu while the more info window's up closes the window. Yes, so this used to work. I don't know why it doesn't work anymore. So you click on this person, they're like, yeah, and now it's gone. So the way we debug this is we go to our Chrome browser, localhost, and then if we look at, so that one is the citizen character sheet. Is there destroying? Will destroy element. Here it is. Alright. Who will destroy this? Why did we will destroy it? Effects trigger, effects extend, character sheet, on entity selected, if not entity, destroy. Okay, cool. That happened. But now if I show it, and then I show here, will destroy element will show up again, and it will show up because materials in materials. Ah, okay. Alright, so this is because it's using an old version of materials. And we no longer have Stonehearth material as a component because we now have the static materials stuff. So Stonehearth material, yeah, we don't need this anymore. And then we look at material down here. So instead of doing this, entity selected, components selected, entity trace. Oh man, that is awful. Nuke the old trace. On entity selected, examine the entity. Who calls examine entity? No one. Alright, so we just need to do this then. We'll look up the entity in the catalog because that is safer and easier. So catalog, is there catalog data? There we go, catalog data alias. So I think selected entity is just the URI. But we don't know the URI of the selected entity. Ooh. That's not good. So we would need to do the trace still. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what's happening is when we get a message that's like, hey, you have a new entity selected, what we get is the ID of the entity. So for example, this person is game objects 6840. So all we get is this thing, but we don't actually know the information about him or her. Like, she is female 2, that's her URI, and her material is meat human. Someone put meat in there. I think it was Tom. It was probably Tom. So we need to get information about her, and so the best way to get information about her is to actually trace her. So we trace her, we examine the result, if not entity, destroy. If so, then we need to get the URI of the entity. It's unfortunate because we don't quite have the best translation between URI and alias. So this thing, like, her alias is actually this thing, and her URI is actually this guy. I think I'll have to ask Tony what URI stands for, but I believe URI is the number of the game object, but the alias is like what was used to create it. But yeah, here we get the alias, we get the catalog data. Var material equals catalog data dot materials. Is that correct? Catalog service materials. There we go. So material tag string split. If material is index of human, then set URI entity underscore underscore self, otherwise destroy. I believe this is correct, so refresh. Jomaxer says, any chance to fix a not quite selected hurtling issue? Yeah, so that one's already fixed. Hang on. Phantom breakpoints. Okay. Person. Oh no. We got destroyed again. And we got destroyed because the materials was undefined. Because the alias catalog data that materials we don't need the tag string anymore. If materials and materials dot split there we go. Okay, so that would have broken, but this will be fixed. The AVX says uniform resource identifier is a string of characters used to identify a resource. Okay, cool. I have to ask Tony if he meant for that to also to represent the. So if you look at Stonehearth Manifest, right? Like, these are the list of aliases. So this is technically an alias. So Stonehearth abilities, Doorbreaker abilities is an alias. So I've been trying to switch over to doing that, but we use them so interchangeably in the code that it's kind of confusing now. Okay, there we go. That works. Hearthlink Therapist. New top person is now selected. Drek, Roxana, Zai, Kaj. There we go, it works. One thing to note is, so the reason why this UI was not working properly the first time was because of the militia tab. So what I have done is actually remove the militia tab for now, because I feel that, the militia design was not the best in the game. Like, I feel like not many people use it, because the default behavior that you probably want for your non-combat people is to run to the safety banner and like huddle together like sheep. The AVX says 2 words for the same thing. I think it's more like 1 word for 2 different things. And that is super ambiguous. And that's where the problems come in. Good job, guys. You're all sleeping. Okay, so that one's fixed. And we can put that in the clicking on citizens. We check for materials differently now. Okay, cool. That one's done. So it is 6:55. I probably have room for one more small bug if anybody wants me to look at another small bug. If not, I will answer some questions and start pushing my changes. Look at you all. Actually, I think I like these changes to the Rise Children build test. Why wouldn't you want trees in your game? Add some trees to Rise Children build test because they make it all look. Timo says, I'm back, I made it. Yay! Alright, some changes were pushed recently. What were the changes? Check Slack. We have a Slack GitHub integration. Fix log statement. Okay. Probably fine. Yodred says, do you have the Git repo integrated into Jira? No, we do not. If there is such an integration, which there probably is actually, we can look into doing that. Zanzibar says, how big is 1 voxel to scale? So everything in the game is usually like, so this tree is a 1-to-1 scale. So if you look at Z, which is the zones, it'll draw this little grid on the floor. So this is like 4 voxels long. For a lot of our other objects, we scale them down. So usually these items, these iconic items, are on a 1/10 scale. So these is actually 10 voxels, but they fit into a single square like this. Dramaxer says GitHub microworld bug in harvest test. Berry bushes are iconic, not planted. Still, github.com/stonehearth microworld worlds harvest test. yeah, I guess all of these are still busted. But why? Because we added this. So we have a micro world mod. Oh. Yeah, this one's just busted. Let's not harvest this. Acacia. I'm trying to remove some of these because I don't want you all to like have to deal with items that aren't actually in the game. I don't think we have a cat of Joshua. I don't think we need the palms either. Pine is fine. Oh, we have wheat piles. Alright. So, there's Harvest Test World. What's the other test world? Minigame world. So all of these need a force iconic. False. Wait, no. These are fine. These don't have iconics. Pick up workers. Settlement test. Huh! Settlement test is rise children. Basket, berry basket. I think these are fine. Data driven world. Alright, how different did that make it? Harvest test. It used to have 0.3 in it? What did it need 0.3 for? Create a stockpile. Alright. Add 2 workers, place a stockpile. Do I have a player ID? No, I don't have a player ID. Where's the player ID at? Player ID. There we go. Local session. Do I need to use a session for anything? Nope. Okay. There we go. Okay. Jamaxer says the berry bushes in the mini world too. They're in that loop at the top. Ah, yeah, I see it. Force iconic. There we go. The AVX says the entities folder, the Earthlings components are in the humans folder. Yeah, I think they used to be called humans. They have human meat. I'm sorry, Joe Maxro. I'm not actually sure where the... We don't have a Joshua tree in the game, so I think it would be confusing to modders if we put it there. It will make a comeback though. Half a meter per voxel. Oh, you mean in terms of real world proportions? Oh man. I think a voxel might be... Is a voxel a meter? Maybe not. Earthlings are 3 heads tall. But maybe a voxel is 2... Like 3 meters would be very tall. Yeah, I don't know. But they're also not really human proportion either, right? Like, it's a game. You just need to figure one out. The AVX says, are we out of time to fix one more bug? Alright, one more bug. What do we got? Actually, what's the best way to test these? I forgot. So I guess I would have to run Microworld as the main mod. Jamaxer says, I heard there was an option to have the grid enabled at all times. I think that's in. Grid something. It's like a get config. Cause Linda checked it in. Linda totally checked it in. I remember this. Grid view. It was something. Config. Enable hunger. Auto loot. Enable terrain coordinates. Linda, people were wanting to know, there was a config option, I believe, to turn the grid lines on all the time. I remember you made one once. Show grid lines. Ah, here it is. Yeah. So this will be Stonehearth show grid lines. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. I'm not very good at reading long lists of text, apparently. Diavik says, I saw this, but there was a bug that when you loaded a game, possibly in hard mode without ascendancy, and then say go back to main menu or load a different save, it would crash the game. It gives a campaign error or something. Yeah, if you have a save that's doing that, so I know crashing on return to main menu is a thing, and I've been trying to incrementally like fix the crashes that I find, but it is something that is like sometimes it's timing, and so sometimes maybe only one save will generate it or something like that. And so if you could upload your save, that would help a lot. If you have a crash dump from the crash, that would help a lot as well. If you could upload that, the crash dump will be in the same folder as like the user series settings, right? Like here, there's a crash dump right now. Ah, this is from May. Okay, good. This game hasn't crashed for a few months on this computer. That's actually that makes me very happy. The AVX says, I had this happen today. I deleted all my saves and it still happens. You mean the game crashes on returning to main menu or loading a new one? So if you load a game from the main menu, like when you launch a fresh, like you close it like that, and then you run it, and it looks like this, and then you choose one of these to load. So it loads fine the first time, right? And it only crashes if you say return to main menu or load another game. So that's still like the problem. So the way we do our return to main menu is that we shut everything down, and then we restart the game. So it's like an internal thing where the entire application is still running, but we're like shutting down all the Lua and shutting down all the people to make sure we collect all the memory back. And it's entirely possible that during that process we either access a pointer that we're not supposed to, it's like we delete something and something else expected that stuff to exist while it's cleaning itself up. So crashes on returning the menu are like well known. It's just I need to get it in the crash dump. I thought it was an old save, so deleted them all, made a new game, saved it, came back later in the day, I loaded wrong version of that save and went to load the right one and gave this error. Yeah, so I've seen that error happen a lot. If you click OK and it crashes, can you give me the crash dump? So this is something that is happening with the renderer. So this is EG scene. It's something that is related to probably something in the renderer. So the scene ID being less than scenes.size. What version of the game are you playing? I think I fixed a few, but not this particular, not this particular one. This has been happening for a while. I can't get it to happen frequently, but I do know it exists. And what would help a lot is if I could get the call stack again. Yes, if you could recreate it and submit the crash dump, that would help a lot. Thank you so much. Dream Matter says I've had this problem before. Happens when I load a game from the save screen. Yeah, so I think that's the renderer not shutting down properly. I recently discovered one bug with the renderer. It takes a while because there's a lot of stuff in there. Because this is like how we render the game, and it's like a whole chain of dependencies. So yeah, call stack would be really great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not surprised if it's been crashing since A17. There's the micro world mod, and I want to test that. So let me look at micro world server. Excuse me. Get config world from micro world server, new game, world name, get config world or mini game. So where's micro world? World is harvest test. Let's do this. Will this load up the mini game? Set player ID. Cannot do it because minigame world 21 username. Okay. Did we do minigame world? Yeah, we did do minigame world. Player ID, pick up item, create entity. Wait, what was that bug? Oh, right. Player ID. Sure, I guess you'll own the berry bushes. There it is. Cool. Now the berry bushes exist. Oh, look at that one. It's on top of it. We want to do. It's probably 8. Is that which direction it would go? Just to have it not intersect with our. There we go. Now it doesn't intersect with our camp. Alright, cool. So that's fixed. Fixed placement of movable plants in micro worlds, minigame, and harvest test. Okay, cool. Well, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hi, Leah K. Liam K. Unfortunately, I am just about to finish the stream, but we stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is an hour. So we've been running for about an hour and 15 minutes now. The Aviac says, how big of a pathway do foxes, squirrel, raccoons need to move? 1. So raccoons and squirrels and foxes are considered tiny. So tiny objects only need a 1x1 square to move somewhere. The Grey Matter 222 says, when do the Rise Children templates drop? So sometime in October is when we are planning to release Alpha 19, and that's when we will have the new Rise Children templates as well. The IVX says, so dog doors will be possible. Yes, dog doors will be possible. Alright, have a good rest of the day, everybody, and thank you for watching the stream. You can catch me on Discourse if you have additional bugs that you would like me to look at. Post on the general forum if you could, because I'm having trouble keeping up with like the little like you have new messages icon for personal messages is a little bit hard to read. Like, it's not in my face about it, so I have a hard time keeping up with it. So if you just post a new thread, I should be able to see it. Alright, bye everyone. Have a good night.